Welcome back to your Ariel's Lantern. It's made it up a big hill. Spared you guys from the incline. And what we're going to talk about today is getting rid of energy and beliefs that no longer serve us. So, the whole manifesting thing works because the world is just consciousness. It's all just consciousness. You see leaves, you see mud, you see grass, you see trees, you see people, whatever. That's just all consciousness. It's just hard consciousness, soft consciousness, tangible, intangible. Your thoughts are things. There's electronic devices that can pick up your thoughts. And just because you can't hold a thought in your hand doesn't mean that it doesn't exist as something. It is a thing. A thought is a thing. Measurable, quantifiable. I suppose if you had the right equipment, it would be visible. And that's why things like Neuralink can interact with your thoughts, because they are things. They are brainwaves. They are things that your brain emits. And that's because literally everything, even thoughts, are consciousness. And the heavier, dense stuff, that's all consciousness too. And so what we're going to do is change the way we experience consciousness so that we change. And then we're going to hold steady in that. And everything around us, which is consciousness, which we are also consciousness, everything that's connected to us is going to change because we change. So when you're trying to manifest something different, it starts by becoming the man or woman that is different, that can live there. And then when you do this, the universe will help you, because we experience pronoia. You are likely used to the word paranoia, where everything is out to get you. But a light worker lives in pronoia, where everything is here to help you. So even the things that are painful, and almost more likely the things that are most painful, are the things that are here to help you the most. You have to turn and face them and alchemize them, turn that lead into gold, and stay in your stance, your zone, the mental space, your clarity, and hold it against all odds until this world wraps around you. It bends to your consciousness because you are emitting the clearest signal out of anybody. All these brain dead sheep walking around, staring at their phone, playing video games and doing drugs, whatever, escaping life rather than living life. They're not emitting a strong signal. Practically nobody in this world is. So if you start claiming your broadcast back and being open to reception, and you emit an aligned frequency, consciousness is forced to bend to your will. You do it with command and authority from an internal knowing that you are consciousness and so is it. And you are becoming someone different. And that world has to change to reflect it. Now, the good news and the bad news is that you're already doing this. The world around you is a reflection of your signal that you are already emitting. What you've created for yourself up until now, it's all there because of you. Because of whatever connection you have to the divine, because of whatever signal you're sending out, because of whatever set of beliefs and circumstances you have to your life, it created what's around you. I don't think that goes for like a baby. That's probably more accumulation of past lives and energy that you're already bringing. But if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s and beyond, maybe teens, I don't know. But by the time that you're past the most basic innocent era of your childhood, you have begun manifesting your own reality. It's not just your parents. It's not just what God started you off with. At some point, your signal was the signal that turned into your life as it is now. And before your life can change, you have to change. And that's the reason why, if you have ever experienced big changes, you don't typically get the brand new job and then the old job falls away. Sometimes it works like that, but more often than not, before your good next relationship comes in, before your good job circumstance, your good home life, your good school activity, whatever, usually something has to fall out before something new comes in. You got to make space for the new. So, today's activity is around getting rid of the energy, getting rid of belief systems that no longer serve us. And you got to clear that out so that when your soul string plays a note, it is crystal clear rather than garbled by all the shit that's stuck to it that isn't rightfully yours. It's like, you're a magnet running around this world collecting all this random crap, and you want that magnet to give off a clear signal, and you can't add another nail to a bunch of things that have been collected because all the magnetism's used up on all this random shit. So you gotta release it. You gotta let it go. You want to go manifest the life that is closer to your purpose, closer to purpose, because that purpose is going to fill your light. It's going to fill your cup. It's going to fill your love. It's going to help you find the people that you're aligned with, that are there for your benefit, that help you grow, that love you as best as a human can. So when you're on your road to purpose, that the best things happen. So the sooner you can align with that, the better. That means that you got to take a look at yourself and try to find the things that no longer serve. Try to connect with your angels, your guides, your ancestors, and God. See if you can't find purpose in your hobbies, in your work, in your calling. And that's how we're going to get ourselves to a better life. I mean, you can wish all day for fancy things, and maybe some of you can collect it that way. I don't want to say that it's impossible, but my guess is that if it works that way, other things have happened in your life that sort of allow you to call it in. You can't look just to the present. The present has already been manifested. The present, in some ways, is the past tense of your spirit, is the past tense of your alignment. And I don't think you should live your life always in the future. I think God meets you in the present. I think your destiny meets you in the present. But I think you want to take time out and say, hey, this is where we're going. This is what we're manifesting. This is what we're imagining, and this is where we're going. And since, if I don't have that, it's because I'm not the man that can hold it. And God says, you're not ready. So this process is about becoming the man or the woman so that you can hold the blessing, hold the life, and bring that to you. And it comes through self-love, comes through love of others, comes to love of God, love of your purpose and your work, your home and your family. And there's a couple different ways to do it, but I'm trying to share the one that I think is the most likely to consistently lead to the most growth for the most people. And so we got to start by getting in alignment. The alignment we want is our body, our mind, our heart, our soul, our action, our broadcast, our awareness. And we want that in relation to ourselves, our kids, our spouse, our friends, our family, our job, our community, and our country and our world, and our relationship with heaven, spirit up above. We got to work on all these different levels, all these different layers, because we're not, I mean, look, if you just want a candy bar, I'm sure you can manifest a candy bar, but I'm trying to manifest my divine purpose on earth. Soulful work. Place, really even a city for healing and growth and help awakening others. You know, if you have purpose, God probably has more planned for you than what you're currently thinking. You might have little inklings. You might have little bits and pieces that you've remembered over the course of your life. You know, when we go through, yikes, mud, it's slippery out here. When we go through life, we're like picking our experiences. We're saying, I want some of this and I want some of that. We ask our closest soulmates, our soul tribe, to go do horrible things to us so that we grow. And when you first experience them, you say, you fucker, how could you do this to me? And one day, if you're ever able to wake up to the fact that you are dreaming, and as the dreamer, you can create the dream, and you are a conscious creator, and you are past all that first round, the limitations of, you know, you are a meat sack, to you're an awareness in a meat sack, to the divine spirit runs through you like it does through the trees and the stars, the oceans, the moon, and the sun. It is all consciousness experiencing itself, and you're no different. You are not separate from this universe. You are of this universe, and that universe is divine consciousness. And one day that really clicks. And so you look at all these people that have harmed you and done these horrible things in your life and caused you pain and suffering, and it hurts and it sucks. And your first thought is no longer, fuck you guys. It's like, wow, that really hurt, but I get it now. I have woken up to the dream within the dream. I am the dreamer within this dream. I am a conscious creator within this. I know who I am, and I have some recollection of my spirit doing all these things and partnering and contracting with you. And I have a better sense of what all this is. And you guys can cut the shit now, but I get it. And I am thankful for that experience. It got me to the other side. These crows are loving it. So we find ourselves here in this body, live in this world, part of this world, the same consciousness, the awareness that rests in your head is like a fractal or a reflection, the one that lives in mine. My goal is just wake you up to that, help you out of that. And in the meantime, you know, we can try to just manifest some shit without it. But I think the process of doing this will help awaken you to it. In part because you're using that awareness, that like the part that you can actually control of your consciousness. You know, you can't control every thought you think. You can't control every feeling you have. But you have some ability to like hold on to or release some of what's coming to your life. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hold on to the pieces that help us grow, and we're going to get rid of this shit that no longer serves. So to do that, we got to get in our bodies. I like to do it through walking. I can feel a little bit of twang in my left shoulder. It's been bugging me anyways, but that little slip kind of hurt. I'm over 40. So you know, you slip when you're 40, it's like practically death. I can feel kind of the ground pushing up against my feet as I'm walking. I hear all these crows. They're sending some kind of message. Oh, there's like a whole pack now. I'm like in a, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm in the murder of crows right now. They're all around me. I'll take that as an omen. Now there's some other birds set. I don't know what's going on. All right, so anyways, I can hear them in my ears. I can feel that little bit of sweat on my brow from the hike. I can feel the tendons around my knees groaning just ever so slightly. I can feel the rays of sun in my eye. And I can just hear birds, nothing but squawking birds. Hundreds. Yeah, Jesus. There's so many. Okay. There's like a second murder of crows up here. All right, so I think I'm pretty well in my body. Now we go into the heart space. I'm feeling ever so slight hints of anxiety, but I cleared these out pretty good. And I guess I haven't really felt something like panic in a while, so I'm going pretty good. Got some gratitude for that. And we're gonna open up this heart. Heart, please open. And I can see it unfurling like a flower. There's a little flame there, like there's a candle underneath it, like a little bit of propane that's like a pilot light. And I'm just gonna breathe into it. And as I do, I can feel it growing and expanding. Growing and expanding in my heart. Good work, heart. I feel little bits of energy elsewhere in my body right now. Not in the normal spots. I'm feeling it like in the middle of my forearms, in the middle of my shins. Don't normally feel that. Don't know what that is, but I welcome it. I don't think that's like breaking bones or something. I just feel them coming online. That's fun. I see a new murder of crows up here. The other ones went the other way. It's like my third murder of crows today. That one was small. 20. Alright. Heart's in a pretty good spot. Got a little bit of sun here. Hey, sun. We're at the 1854 mark. That's line 9. So it feels like good completion up until now. Hey, son, I gotta get rid of some beliefs that no longer serve. Can you help my heart, my brain, my chakras, all of them, my body, my soul, my spirit? Can you help us eject some of this stuff that no longer serves? I guess we gotta make a little vase, a big vase. Gotta make a big vase. You're doing it with your mind. You're telling your heart, hey heart, make a neck-high Chinese vase. It's gonna be green. It's gonna have lots of colors around it. And we're gonna take some of our consciousness and we're gonna put it into there. So I can see that my vase is done. I'm already seeing glimpses of Gaia, which is fun, my love. All right, So heart wants something that I believe that no longer serves. First thing out is you're not a child of God. I mean, I don't know where I picked that up, but I'm happy to get rid of that. Jesus is my king. Try to obey Abba, interpret what I can. So I'm going to scoop that up, put that in my vase. Hey son, what else do I have? I can feel something in my third eye. What are you pulling out here? Something spiritual. Something like your ancestors are ashamed of you. Yeah, you know, the last thing I heard is that my ancestors were sort of like thrilled. Seems like I was able to detach a spiritual parasitic entity from my line and helped heal a lot of us, maybe all of us, and they seem to have been cheering for me. So I don't know where that belief comes from. Maybe I felt like I disappointed my grandparents at some point, but I'm going to scoop that up. I'm going to put that in the vase. All right, what else no longer serves? I heard you're a terrible lover. Man, that's no fun. I don't think I've ever really been told that verbatim. My experience has been not quite that. Actually, sort of the opposite. I'm going to scoop some of that consciousness up out of here. Put that down. All right, what are some limiting beliefs? What are limiting beliefs that are holding us back from our dream life? First one out of my brain is you're not worthy of it. Thanks, brain. We can get rid of that. Don't need that one anymore. And it's kind of meta, but it's something like this process is too woo-woo to work. Yep, I get you. I'm a PhD chemist doing woo-woo in the woods, the enchanted forest, hoping for change because everything is consciousness. I'm aware it is woo-woo. I have accepted this world is stranger than fiction, and I can take that out of my heart, take that out of my brain, put that down. That won't serve me. I got one that's something like your connection to God is too weak. Now, I don't know how to measure a connection to God. You know, I'm not like speaking in tongues. But I can feel Jesus do energy work on me, and I can feel every so often that I have connected with Abba. I feel that Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene have laid hands on my heart to heal me. I'd say I'm doing pretty good. God shoved a rainbow right in my face, and I heard the words, "This is my promise to you." Clear as day in my head. I have been granted some level of dominion by the divine. So, I mean, yeah, maybe there are others that have more, but I feel like I have a miraculous portion, not a limited one. I will scoop that out of all of me, put it in my vase. I'm going to lose the sun here. Anything else we want to get out? Feeling drawn back to my third eye. Yeah, I don't quite understand it, but it's some version of you personally aren't the one to do this. What, you're the chosen one? What, you're the son of God? What, you have divine blood? You've been a fucktard at various points in your life. You can't be the one. You've made giant mistakes. You have errors. You have flaws. You can't be the one. Well, bro, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that most certainly I have been fucktarded in my life. certainly multiple times, making horrible decisions leading to pain and punishment and purification, most certainly. But in my experience, that does not make me ineligible for godly intervention. That is, in fact, some of the crucial ingredients. You have to have been hurt so bad to be cracked open. You have to want God in your life. You need to welcome that godly spirit in and say, yes, fill my heart, fill me up, give me your strength, come on in. Here, Jesus, take the wheel. It's yours, you be captain. You tell me what's up. I'm happy to serve. Yeah, I got plans, and you got plans, and I'm smart enough to know your plans are better. So take the wheel. Be my ferryman. Guide me along. But you can't do that if you haven't cracked open some. If you've lived that perfect life and you've managed everything peacefully, honorably, and no hard times, you don't have those cracks. And that light of God has a harder time getting through because it's dependent on your will. And it is likely that without some of that hardship, you can't be there standing in deep humility to God. So one last scoop for all of that into the vase, and now we go down to the river. Descending on down. Gaia, my love, I have some fresh consciousness for you. Would you mind taking all this? And I hear, I would love to, my love. I say, thank you, Gaia. And I lower this down. I lower it down. Gaia, this no longer serves me. I no longer need this. Please take it and make it something beautiful. It can be a little girl's cat. It can be, some young boy's new dreams. Give it new life. Give it new life. And I can see that it's done. It's all dissolved. It's all in the earth. And I take a deep breath. And I let out a sigh. I did some work. I did some clearing. Got that out. And I do feel a little lighter. Every time I do this, I feel a little lighter. One of these days, it'll be light enough. It's like a electric fence, a fence of pure light. And one day my vibration will be thin enough and unclogged enough that I can just kind of step through the railings, step through the beams, step through whatever. I'll be light enough and thin enough and without that baggage. And I step on through and everything is different. It's all changed. Alrighty then. So it's time to step into the future a bit. I'm gonna go step into that life I want. And I think I finished that right at the 29-minute mark. That's a 911 to me, which is a universal sign for me. Sorry guys, heading down some tricky rocks here. Okay. So what we're going to manifest, I've been working on my jackpot of miracles. And, my YouTube feed has a bunch of the word jackpot. My memories that are accessed have that word jackpot. Some of the ads that I'm getting, now I'm not like a gambler, but I'm getting ads for jackpots. So I feel like it is seeping into my consciousness from the exterior. And that is not, you know, a giant bank account, and that is not, you know, reunified with my children. But it seems like steps along the way. Seems like I'm pulling it into reality. These are the first little pieces to hit. So I'm gonna go forward some. I see this is like 3 or 6 months from now, so I'm sitting in my new house. Got my wall of success, my wall of glory. Can see my daughters by the horses. Can see my sons in Power Wheels. Can see some new friends. That's nice. I can see this stuff in the vision of my office of like leaving my office to go down to the party, to go down to the reception. And that feels delightful. I'm still just looking at my wall of court victories, which is pretty big now. I'm just sitting there reading each one, seeing checks they wrote me, I photocopied and keep up there on my wall. I barely told the story, but I gotta go make a new tarot deck, and it's gonna be of 5 elements, and the 5th element will be the Aether, and the King of Aether wears a crown of fangs, and he looks a little half mad, bit shaman, bit forest man, almost like a mad elvish king. And the fangs are not to show that he's like a darkness or demon, but that's how many he's defeated. And he's spent some portion of his life losing everything to just focus it on this. So he's half crazed, living in the woods, mostly by himself, with nothing but dead demons around him. He is defanged, and in part of his half-cocked reality made a crown of those fangs. But he did it. He beat the demons. And I say all that because on a little coat rack in my office room, there's a crown of fangs. It's sitting there, which is nice. He's got it off, you know. I'm like grateful for having been brought to the edge, having become that alchemist, King of Aether, having manifested, having done a lot of this. I am grateful for that. But I'm also very glad to see that even just a couple months from now, he's got his crown on the hook. Like he doesn't need it. It's there. The good Lord wants to send me some more demons. You go right ahead. You know what I do with them. All right. Well, like I do sometimes, I forgot to build a light body, so we got to build it now. We're going to pull earth energy up from below us. It's rust-colored. Gaia sends it herself. That comes up through our being, up through our body, up through our head, out through our crown, and up to the sky. And then down comes bright white light from above. Got some good sun. I'll mix in some sunlight too. These are 2 different types of light. Bring in some sunlight into this. Pour it down into my crown. Push that all the way down to Gaia. So with one hand she's receiving, and with one hand she is sending. This stuff is mixing into my heart, and as it does, I can feel a little golden thread, and I'll pinch it, and I'll poke that into my light body. Now as I breathe heavily as I'm walking up this hill, I'll fill up that light body. All right, so now we're going to take that memory orb, sitting in the new house, crown of fangs, kids by the horses, kids on power wheels, everybody having fun, heading down to meet new friends, feeling joy, feeling victory, feeling peace. My stress is gone, lack is gone, prosperity is here. Just the feeling of I made it. Fucking made it. I did it. And that crown of fangs is there. I can get it if I need. But I don't need it now. So we'll seal that up into a little memory orb, glass orb. Contains this thought, this dream. Yeah. I got a construction hat. I'm going to be building something. Design plans. You got to build. Didn't do all this just to sit back and relax. So we're going to send that up. Push that orb up inside my light body. Breathe some light. Breathe some air behind it. Here, program accepted. Ask me, do I want any additional parameters? Yeah, I guess this is attracted to me with haste. I am a gravity well. This thing's frequency is 999, and I set mine to 999, and I pull it to me. It pulls me to it. And this seed I have planted in heaven grows rapidly, comes down, plucks me out of my reality as I pluck it out of all possible realities. And we merge together. And then I take a deep breath, let that out. That's work too. I sit here in gratitude for spirit, for life, for God, my ancestors, my angels, my friends and family. And I think that's it for now. 38:20 on the clock. All right. Thanks, Abba. Thanks for listening. Hopefully this helps you realize, what does it look like to manifest? And then we're just going to stay in this. We're going to broadcast this. We're going to receive this. And we're not going to budge. One of us budges. All right? The first one to blink loses. You know, you just got to hold firm. Hold faith. This shit will bend around you. You don't bend to it. You're going to exist here. You're going to grow your roots into the ground. Might take a day, might take a week, might take a month, might take a year, and it might take multiple years. But you're going to plant your freaking feet in the ground and push roots down. And you're going to push your hands up, and they're going to reach up like branches in a trunk and go up to the sky. And you're going to fill the sky and fill up the ground until you can hold that dream till you're right up there, the firmament. You can pull it, and you can pull that life into you and you into it. You can populate, be a part of it. You're not going to bend. You might get tired. You might get weak. You might get doubtful. You might have some moments of tears. How long do I have to wait, God? but you hold it. You hold the space. You make it through every test that's sent. You do it with grace. You do it with humility. You do it with courage. You just need faith the size of a mustard seed. That's it. You just hold it. And just like that, you'll make it to the top. And you'll be there. And this life will manifest around you. And that is the radiant pathway of the conscious creator. 40-40 on the clock. Good luck out there.